Okay, so I'm hoping that it will work. We're trying out a few things. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. It's been some time. Good afternoon, and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed already to Citizen AY on YouTube, please go ahead and subscribe. It would really be a great help. We're trying to grow the platform. Yes, although we are showing us now and then, we'll be doing broadcast now and then on Citizen AY on Facebook, but the notification, it looks like it's been permanently switched off, and that doesn't make it any easier to get things working. So for that reason, I want to. Oh, Shatola, good afternoon to you. Filthy States, Okpalama, good morning. OGB Nduka, good morning to you. Good morning and welcome. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to you all. As you are getting the broadcast, please, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Here's a couple of ways you can do it. Just go onto this Citizen AY page and subscribe. Hit the subscription button. Osha thank you very much, my sister. Thanks for that, love. I appreciate that. Been a while. We need to be in touch. Gabriel Olawale Adeniji. Welcome. Yalo de Ijano Ota Fatbel. Carson, I greet you all. This broadcast is probably likely to be in. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Greet you all. Okay. This broadcast is probably likely to be in. Okay, I think you can hear me. I think you can hear me. So, because I'm. Okay, I think you can hear me. I'm just testing it out. So let me just get something else and put it in my ear as I speak. Now, before we go along, before I go too far into the broadcast, once again, I urge you all, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Now, this broadcast is going to really be talking about, there's a question I posed in the broadcast, and it talks about Abdulsalam saying that let bygones be bygones. He said that in a discussion, in a video which I will shortly play, where when Chowore said about he's upset with the retired generals, and that we shouldn't forget. So we're going to play that video. But the question I want everybody to have on our minds, in our sight now, is is it right to tell us that we should let bygones be bygones? That's the question. Should we let bygones be bygones? But before we do that, I want to play this song to you all. Maybe many of you probably know it. It's the song that I wrote. It's How Long? And it's a way to try and wake us up from the sleep that we're in. Many of us we still have this belief in this contraption called One Nigeria. But I'm hoping this song will be one of the things that will make us wake up. So far, I've been playing it almost every day or on every video that I do. So we will carry on in that vein. It's called How Long? You can get it on iTunes and Spotify. And the message in it is in pidgin English. The idea is to wake up our people to really understand that they have the right to self-determination. So without much ado, let's hear the song. It's about a few minutes long, but we'll play it and then we'll continue with the broadcast. So here goes. Citizen AY. My people, I throw it salute. Hey, hey. Maybe I hear. How long? 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 How long?
determination. How long? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? Abdulsalam na fake man. Now he put that yeah constitution for your head, yo. Abdulsalam na fake man. Na military man can't tell you na say una get constitution. No be lie, na lie, yo. Na fake, na fraud, oh. That yeah constitution. Now him they claim close to na high, yo. Make una wake up, make una wake up, oh. How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination oh, na your right oh, confirm. My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination na your right oh, confirm. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city, any inside country where you dey oh. Atiku, Emilokan, or Peter Obi no be the solution. Na the solution, na it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up, time don't knock. Bagang bagang, be Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right you. How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. La 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 oh.
So thank you very much for listening to that track. It's a track that we are hoping to use to wake our people up. You can hear that it is in Pidgin English. It is designed. It's designed to try and wake up our people. You know. So I'm hoping that you can hear me. Yeah. So what we really are trying to do is to try and get our people to start taking collective action to free ourselves. In every of our communities, we need our people to understand that power has been taken from them by the fraudulent governance, by way of this useless document that I'm about to show you, that was created by the man in the picture that you see, by Rtd General Abdulsalami, Abubakar. They took power, they stole it from us, and they have impoverished us ever since. So every community will need to continue to go into those communities, empower them, knowing that the resources beneath their feet, they have the right to take control of that resources. And how they do that is what we are going to go into detail about now, because it is really, really terribly unfair what has been done. Let me show you basically what this man did. I mean, now you see him, he's a grow old man with a white beard like myself, but um, but the thing to really bear in mind in all of this is that this is what they've done, and I'm going to show you. Then we'll go and talk about the video that Chiwore did. Let's go and look at this a bit more. Let's go into detail. I'm leaving that there so you can see his face. So when I'm talking to you about this, the thing that this man said, in fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let us, I'll just show you. This is what this man is saying, that we should let bygones be bygones. They imposed via a promulgation decree number 24 of 1999, they imposed the fraudulent 1999 constitution on you and I, and it has impacted our lives till today. Many of us who are abroad, many of us who are abroad, who are forced to live abroad, we left because of the oppression that constitution has represented in our lives till today. We left continental Nigeria because of that fraudulent 1999 constitution that imposed something called the 68 exclusive items that was used to separate us from the resources underneath our feet. So we need to really pass this message to our people, that now that the same people that put that constitution, that illegal fraudulent constitution on us, that is being used to now propagate this fraudulent 2023 elections, they are now saying let bygones be bygones, and that is not acceptable at all. Let me just read you a section of what it says here. So let us I want to just try and go in there. I hope you can still see it, and then I don't want it to freeze up, so I'm going to be careful with my movements here. But now you can see at the top of the page, I'm trying to make that as large as possible, because it says here, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Promulgation Decree number 24 of 1999. Now, a bit of history. None of this would have happened. None of what they've done now would have happened if they had let the free and fair elections of June 12, 1993 to stand. The same people who hijacked election, that 1993 elections, and in the process, throughout the process, killed Abiola in 1998. These same people are now here telling us to let bygones be bygones. So I'm putting the picture. You can see I am linking Alhaji Abubakar Abdulsalam with this constitution, because by hijacking that elections with Babangida, Alhaji Abdulsalam, Abacha, and all of those people, all of them, they stole our mandate. They stole our mandate collectively, and they are oppressing us till date. It is really important we understand what is being said here. Even INEC is telling us that INEC, the north goes all the way to the middle belt. It's the entire middle belt up, and they are telling us that the north is 51 million. Where is the middle belt? I put this video out about this. Where is the middle belt? I'll show you a picture about that in a few minutes as well, because we're probably going to go into that subject. But now, what I wanted to do is I'm highlighting this section so that you can see the trickery. What you call the constitution is a promulgation decree. You need to really understand that it is not a constitution. It is an imposition by the military. And now the same military are telling us to let bygones be bygones. And the question I'm putting to every one of us that are suffering the effects of the impact of the action of the military men, the retired military men today, is that, are you prepared to let bygones be bygones? Are you prepared to let bygones be bygones? Now, let's go into detail about this particular document. There is a section I want you to look at. This is the bit that I want you to look at. It says here, again, I'm showing you all of this so that you have a clear understanding of what this is all about at every opportunity. So, now it says here, this decree may be cited as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Promulgation Decree Promulgation Decree 1999. That is what it says. So let me see. I cannot take that call now. Ooh. Okay. Let me just see if I. 1 second. Hello. Sorry, I just have to take that call. So quickly. So what I'm saying, I'm going back to the main question, central approach, and please, what I want us all to do is this is something that relates to this has impacted all of us. The document that you are looking at, they have lied to us basically, and they tell us that the decree may be cited as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Promulgation Decree 1999. This man here, you can see his name. You can see his name there, General. Is now retired General Abdulsalami Alhaji Abubakar. That's his name right there. That is his name there. So those are the same people that imposed this fraudulent 1999 Constitution on us. The first part of the trickery and the fraud was to reject a free and fair elections in 1993. The June 12, 1993 elections. That was the first thing. The military, they sat together. Babangida, Abacha, Abdulsalami, and others. They sat and decided to steal the people's mandate. That's what they've done. These guys stole our mandate. We have to make sure that our people never ever forget that. Because now they're now coming us to say, oh, let bygones be bygones. No, we cannot. And you'll hear the video shortly. But I'm trying to show you, I'm giving you the background to why we are asking this question. Should we agree with them and say, let bygones be bygones? When after millions upon millions of citizens have fled the country, have died, have been denied access to resources in their own land because of the actions of this bunch of crooks dressed in military uniforms. That's the question we're asking. So you can see that it says there, Promulgation Decree may be cited as the Federal Republic, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Decree 1999. So that is what they didn't tell us. And that means that we never had a referendum. And that means that our constitution is a fraud. And INEC, the foundation for INEC is in this constitution as well, which means it's a fraud. So we cannot trust anything that's being said. As long as we have that constitution, what we need is a referendum for the people's voice to be heard for the first time ever. Now, let's proceed a little bit more. I'll come back. This document will be coming back, making appearance on a regular basis. So, but that's the full document there. And it's actually on the government website as well, but I've downloaded it. You can see this is live. This was printed in 1995. I kid you not. Look, let me show you. Is it there? Yeah, 2005. It was printed in 2005, and it's on the government website. I wonder if I can show you what I'm seeing. I'm trying to see if I can show you. 1 second, please. 1 second. I want to just show you. So this is it's not my document. It is something that they are proud to hold, and that is the evidence. You can see it on the bottom there. Copyright 2005, Government Nigeria. It says so at the bottom there. So you can see what we're saying here. This Citizen Airway is a platform where we speak truth to power. We're not interested in tittle tattle. When we come here, we come with facts. We're not interested in calling people names or saying this and said that or that one said no. That's not of concern to us. What we want us to really understand is we have been fooled, we have been lied to, we've been tricked by those who call themselves our leaders, and they're not. They're a bunch of crooks, and they now want us to forget what they did. So you can see that this is a government document. You can see that. So I'll make that small. So now let's go into the detail a little bit. So we'll read what he said here. It says, in fact, I'll see if I can get the video of 1 second. So the military men who imposed the fraudulent 1999 constitution upon the citizens must be accountable for their illegal actions. Those are, I firmly believe that many of us who are in the struggle will hold that view without a question. We will hold that view. But here is what he said when Omo Eleshowore asked him and said, we will have a political disagreement. We're not going to agree with you. But Omo Eleshowore said that to him about a day or so ago. And listen to the words. I'm going to read the words and I will play the video. So it says here, it says, I think you are talking about 20 years ago, Showore. If you carrying that idea, by the time you become the president of this country, I think some of us will leave this country. I think, quite honestly, let bygones be bygones. What has happened. You can't cry over spilled milk. Let's go on with what is in front of us. Well, good question. I'm glad the last point you said about, well, let's go on with what's in front of us. Because what is in front of us is the fraud. It's the fraud that was committed by a bunch of military men dressed in uniform, bunch of crooks. who now come and want us to forgive them. Because, and these are the rules that are within that fraudulent constitution, as far as they're concerned, it has not applied to their lives. Because they've looted our resources, they've divided among themselves, and we, the people, are suffering till date. And that is why, me personally, I would say no way. I would say no way. I would say absolutely no way. And no way are we going to let bygones be bygones. Because if we do not, for us, in fact, we have let bygones be bygones so much that millions of citizens have suffered as a result of looking the other way and not dealing with the fundamental issue of the fraudulent 1999 constitution, because that constitution is fraudulent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining me for the first time, please don't forget, go ahead to Citizen AY on YouTube, subscribe, hit notification button, and give us a thumbs up. It's really, really important you do that. We really appreciate your support, your help and support. We're trying to build this platform and get it going, because what has been happening for a long time now has been that we've many things has made things very difficult in terms of our broadcast on YouTube, Facebook. So we're trying to move our broadcast onto YouTube permanently, because Facebook, if you can see the numbers now, we have over 120,000 followers on Facebook, and only about 20, from what you can see now, are watching us. We're not bothered, but what we need to do is, it's not so much about, this is not about myself personally. This is about the awareness that we've been doing on this platform. Many of you will know that on Citizen AY, we were one of the first people that came up with the constitutional awareness program, whereby we were talking about the actual constitution, and we were reading the constitution on a live broadcast, on a, perhaps at least 2 or 3 times a week. And many people got to know about the Nigerian constitution that way. Now, what we want to do is now to carry on in that vein, that same vein of raising the level of awareness in our community. So that's where you come in. If you can help us by getting as many people to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, we can carry on in enlightening and awakening the minds of our people. The question remains, how long will we suffer? We've suffered long enough at the hands of the same people who are now coming to beg us to forgive them, beg us to let bygones be bygones. No, because the bygones, the real issue is that we've not said anything up until now. Nobody has addressed the issue of that fraudulent constitution, and that constitution is like a noose around our collective necks. Let me show you what I mean in terms of that phrase, the turn of phrase, if you don't mind, if you permit me. Let me just quickly bring you this. I'll bring you the constitution. You can go and get it on Citizen AY. Not the fraudulent constitution, I might add. Let me just get that to you. So here we go. So let me see now. 1 second, please. I'm just trying to get that to you. Come on. Where is it? Here we are. Okay. So now I'm going to just show you where it is. So that is the fraudulent 1999 constitution. The reason I'm trying to show you this is so that we understand. I'm going to go to page 79 straight away. No, I'm not going to go there yet. But I'm trying to show you that this is what they've done. This constitution is not a constitution. It's a promulgation decree. Very much like I showed and stated earlier on. See, from this statement, they now produced this fraudulent document. You see? From this statement, they said the decree may be cited as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a military decree. And without our say-so, there is no referendum. There's no record of referendum ever taking place wherewith the people agreed to it. So I'm just bringing that to your attention. So now, what I want to do is let me go quickly. In that constitution, I'm going to go to page 79. And this is the central issue here. We are impoverished because of what they have done. Let me see. No, not that one. Let me see. It's 68. Is it 68? 1 second. I'll get it. I'll get it to you now. In a minute. I know I have it there somewhere. It's just a question of finding it. Is it 68 or 79? The 68 exclusive items. So give me 1 second. I'll just get that to you. I know there's a way I saved it somewhere, and I want to try and use that. So here we are. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Sorry about that. Got it now. I got it. I know where it is now. So it's page 75. I just typed, I was a bit trigger happy. Right, okay. So this is where I'm going. You see, what they have done was all a massive ploy. It's a clever way to deny us access to resources. One, they said that decree will be cited as the constitution. Within that constitution, they now put this exclusive legislative list, which means that the federal government only was the one who had control over our resources. So let me go to section 39, page number 39, for example. Mines, minerals, and natural gas. So that is very impactful. So any mines, any minerals, any oil, all of that became central. And what that meant was that we, the local people, would never benefit from the resources beneath our feet. That is why they are able to give oil wells to their friends. In effect, those friends were controlling those oil wells on behalf of the government and impoverishing the local people. That's what's happening. That's what was happening. So I'm just bringing that to your attention so we know. So let's go back. Now, we're going to get the video out and then we'll talk some more about this. 1 second, please. So do, I'm happy to take calls once we run through this, but I wanted to show you this video and listen to his words so that you won't say it's me or anything like that. Listen to his words. So let's.
Yes, disagreements are not personal.
There we go. Sorry about that. Let me do it again. So we go.
Yes, disagreements are not personal.
Okay.
They came from the military era. And it was you.
You see, did you hear? You can hear the voice. The voice that's saying, okay, that's the voice of General Abdulsalami. That's the voice that you're hearing. That's the one that Shewore was talking to. And I have to say to Shewore, kudos to him for really bringing this up. And it is right before this fraudulent election, it is a very apt and very proper thing to do to remind us. You will hear that him talking about June 12, 1993, to remind us of where this problem, this severe problem that we're facing now, where really its roots. Because many of us have forgotten, and we need to be reminded. And that is why we do programs like this. Again, that's why we're saying to you, if you haven't shared this broadcast, please take the time to go and share it, talk to friends about it, get them to discuss. It's really exactly bygone be bygone for where is a fraudulent person. We must charge the fraud or let everyone go their separate way. How can we be slaves in our land? Thank you, Netelel Adebowale. Thank you, my brother. Yes. So let's carry on. Please do continue to share this broadcast. Hit share button. I know it's showing less than 20, but Facebook, that's what they do. And if you haven't subscribed to this network on YouTube, and please go ahead and do so. So let us now, in the vein that I'll continue, let us hear him talk. So here we go.
Please. I have political disagreements today. Anybody that was in the military in 1993.
In case you didn't hear it, Shewore said, I have political disagreement with anybody that was involved in rigging the 1993 elections. So let us listen again, one more time. Let me just listen to it again. So you go. Let's listen to it from the beginning.
Yes, disagreements are not personal.
Okay.
They came from the military era. And it was you. Please. I have political disagreements today. Anybody that was in the military in 1993 that annulled the election, including you. Every one of you. It doesn't go away. Thank you.
Okay, I think...
Now, listen to his answer. And this is why we cannot. You see this election that is taking place now, it's a fraud. This election this 2023 election that they are putting in place, it's a fraud. Because what they are trying to do is every time you vote in this election, you are telling them that it's okay for them to continue with the fraudulent constitution. That's what you're doing. Now, I'm not here to tell you don't vote. I'm not telling you to tell you that. In fact, I'm telling you, those of you that decide to vote, go ahead and vote. If you want, you can vote for Emiloko, you can vote for Atiku, you can vote for Peter Obi. Apparently, it seems that they're saying, a lot of people seem to be saying Obi is the one that they like and he's got the promise and everything. Please just remember, Obi used to be part of PDP. That's all I'm going to say. He used to be part of PDP. Dati used to be part of APC, I think, if I'm correct. Look, all I'm saying to you all, another thing to bear in mind, the constitution as it is laid down now, the constitution as it is laid down now, the president, if he's sworn in, if by any chance he gets in, Obi gets in, he has to swear on oath to protect this constitution. So it is a look. It's a there is no way this is going to work. But we get it. You're going to vote. Fine. Go ahead and vote. But we're telling you, after the 25th of February 2023, after that date, we who are going for self-determination, who have been agitating for self-determination and independence, we will be waiting patiently. We will be waiting patiently for you to join us. We will be waiting for you to join us in the struggle and the clamor to say that this referendum, a proper referendum, must take place. And in that referendum, it must include the right for the people for self-determination. It must include that. It has to include that. Because our voices has been silenced for so long. I'm over 50. I'm over 50. So I know what I'm saying. And I have gone through this process. I was watching the day they hijacked election, and we saw Babangida come on the news. The elections were generally accepted to be free and fair, but it was rigged. So we annulled the elections. They stole the mandate of the people. 8 million Nigerians from the north and south voted overwhelmingly to support to vote in Abiola. Tofa got 5 million votes. They did not recognize that. And now the same people who hijacked the mandate of the people now want us to believe in the fraud. The fraud that has taken away the resources that belongs to the people. And now they are asking us to forgive them. So I'm just, I'm refreshing our minds. Let's now go forward. Listen to what he's about to say.
You are talking about 20 years ago.
Yes. You are talking about 20 years ago. What happened over 20 years ago is impacting our life till date. Where's the light? Where's the water? Where's the road? Where's the school? Where's the bridges? Where's the healthcare? So when they're talking about it 20 years ago, we can tell us to forget. But the result of that daylight robbery has impacted the life, generations of citizens. Over 20 years. That's 2 generations at least. Coming 23 years. Over 20 years. Yeah? And if you add the 1992, if you say in the 1993, we're in 2023, that's 30 years ago, in fact, when they stole the election. So that's 3 generations. That's 3 generations. The person that was born in 1993 is now 30 years old. The person that was born in 1993 is now 30 years old. And for them to tell us, oh, it was 20 years ago, nonsense. Let's listen on anyway.
I think, I think if you carry that idea, by the time you become the president of this country, I think some of us will leave this country.
And those who are laughing there, they are trying to cover what is being said. Let's be clear. Those who are laughing as he's saying, some of us will leave this country. Well, you know why you're trying to leave. Because you know that's an admission of guilt. Wouldn't you, let me at this point ask, do you guys not see that this is like an open admission of guilt by Abdulsalam and his group of the military men? He said by the time Showore comes into government, we will have to leave the country. Because they know what they have done. They know what they've done. These people know what they've done. They know. They know what they have done to us. They know the damage they have done to several generations. And they want to get away with it. And please, at this point, those of you that are saying evil genius, Babangida this, stop hailing those who have impoverished you. Stop hailing those who have impoverished you. They deserve to be condemned for their actions. Their actions have ruined the lives of generations of people. Now let's listen on to his excuse.
I think, I think quite honestly, let bygones be bygones. What has happened has happened. You can't cry over spilled milk. And let's go on with what is in front of us.
So let's go on with what is in front of us. So I put that there because I wanted you to see, and I put it in writing. So I showed it, I deliberately wrote it down because those words to say to us, let's go on with what is in front of us. Well, what is in front of us is the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. We cannot move. This is what you are using to impose on us every 4 years with this story to continue to renew the lie. So every time you're voting in that election, you're renewing the lie that was imposed on us by the military, and that is denying us any opportunity to move forward. So we cannot let bygones be bygones. We need to address the issue of the fraudulent 1999 Constitution. Let me just to reiterate again. Those of you who are joining us, if you are joining for the first time, please don't forget to go and subscribe to Citizen LY on YouTube. We really appreciate your support. It's really, really important. But I wanted to just bring this to you because this is the basis upon which we have been, illegally, forced. Well, not illegally. Where they fraudulently imposed a constitution that we, the people, never had a referendum over. Because they're saying that this is a decree. The decree may be cited as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria Promulgation Decree 1999. And that is what they imposed. And they're using it to rule us till today. So when you think that, if you think we're a democracy, and that's the illusion they're giving you. You think we're a democracy, but we're not. Let me give you evidence of why we're not a democracy. Showore, that is in that picture that you're watching. He was told the court freed him. The government did not free him for years, for a year or two. He was in jail. Nnamdi Kanu as we're speaking, and many other people. The government has been instructed to release them, and have they been released? Is that a democracy? Is that a functioning democracy? The government are refusing to persecute those who loot billions upon billions of naira. Maina. Where's Maina? Oh, they jailed him. But Maina is treated like a king. Many others. How many? The Accountant General stealing billions. Where is he? A CBS governor. So we're not a democracy. Let us state the facts as they are. What has been done by those who are now telling us to let bygones be bygones? They know what they've done. For me personally, that is a clear admission of guilt. For me personally, what you're watching in the video is a clear admission of guilt. And we mustn't let it go by. Just to reiterate again, let me play that section from top to bottom again so you can hear it. So you will hear Showore talk, and then you will then hear the Abdulsalam. I put this picture here so you will know that the voice that you're hearing is that man's voice. So there's a connection, and the Constitution and the decree. You can see I put the promulgation decree on the screen as well.
Yes.
The disagreements are not personal.
Okay.
They came from the military era. And it was you.
Please.
I have political disagreements today. Anybody that was in the military in 1993 that annulled the election, including you, every one of you. And it doesn't go away. Thank you.
Okay, I think you are talking about 20 years ago.
Yes.
I think I think if you carry that idea, by the time you become the president of this country, I think some of us will leave this country.
The reason that they will leave is because they know they've done bad. They've terribly treated millions of citizens who have fled our country, who have died in the name of this fraud that they imposed on us. That's the reality.
So I think I think quite honestly, let bygones be bygones. What has happened has happened. You can't cry over spilled milk. And let's go on with what is in front of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again. Before we close, I will ask His Eminence Honorary to give us the closing prayers.
See all this nonsense, closing prayers and everything else. These are the same people. They're talking about prayers, but the same people who have impoverished their own people. Let's not ever forget that. I wanted to just really touch on that point, because this is an admission of guilt. I don't know how you see it, but in my eyes, this is an admission of guilt. And there is one more thing I wanted to point out before I probably wrap this up. I wanted to test this. This is a test program, really, to see how things were, the system was running, because it's been a bit of a problem of late, to be honest. I want to go and show you, is it page 9? I think it's 9. I think it's 9. Let's show you 9. I want to show you why you should not. This is within that fraudulent 1999 constitution, it has the independent National Electoral Commission. So that's the basis upon which that electoral commission is running on us and imposing this lie on us now. So that's another fraud. That is a fraud right there that we can't trust. And we all know the National Electoral Commission. I mean, look, recently, they are telling us that 51 million people, there are 51 million voters in the north. But in their north, it includes the middle belt, but they're not. But they're telling you. So so you're saying to us that the middle belt are all going to vote for the north, the people that have been displaced from their land. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you what I mean. And I may wrap this up quite quickly, but I don't want to stay too long, because like I said, I just want us all to have a think about what is being done here. 1 second, please. Let me see if I can find that information for you. I have a number of things that I've done in terms of research, and I try and put it together as and when it the need arises. Okay. So now I want you to, hopefully it will come up. Oh, come on. Okay. Now, so this is what I mean. You see, I showed you the INEC before. I showed you, let me just, for those of you, if you're following, let me just make sure I bring that back in. You see there, INEC, independent. They are not independent, by the way. They call it independent, but they're not. It's only independent in name. The National Electoral Commission, headed by Mahmoud Jakub, which you see in the picture. He was a Chatham House. And the question we have for him, where is the middle belt? Because the middle belt, you can see on the Nina's thing here, it says people middle belt territory, but that has been taken away. They said northeast, northwest, northeast, north central. So the people of the middle belt have no say. Is that a democracy? When INEC, the body that's supposed to collect the figures of the people without interfering in it, has decided that the middle belt is part of the north, is that democracy? I ask you. And it is on that, and the foundation for INEC, like I told you, is this fraudulent 1999 constitution. And that is the thing that I want to keep us from really understanding. One second, please. Okay, so so sorry about that. I just wanted to say something quickly. Somebody sent something and I had to quickly listen. So, but I'm not going to stay too long. But what I really wanted to look at this is this: for us to understand and begin to see what has been done here. What has been done is illegal. It's in fact, there is no basis for what they've done here, because we the people did not sign up to that constitution. Unless and until we have a referendum to decide what we want, this is and remains a fraud. So I wanted to state that and really put that to us as particularly so that we understand that for so long that this injustice has been imposed upon us. How can you wipe out the whole of the middle belt and you say that the INEC is credible? The question I'm asking is INEC credible? if the INEC that's supposed to reflect the people who are in the state, not to change it. INEC is not supposed to change the demographics. They're supposed to only record the people that they find there and say, in the middle belt, this is how much we have. In the north, that's how much we have. But INEC is changing. They're changing the people, literally actively engaged in interpreting and changing the demographics. The demographics, as you see in this picture. This is an INEC paperwork, not mine. They literally, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what I mean. So you can see, INEC literally, they've wiped away this, taken away the whole of the middle belt. I'll move on. If you look at this, you see the people of middle belt are here. And that has been wiped out completely in the INEC records that they present to us. So I for one, I don't know if you can trust this election. I don't know if you can trust it. I don't know if you can trust it. I do not know if you can trust it. So I just wanted to state that. And if somebody wanted to call in, the number is on the screen, of course. Let me see. I'll switch the phone lines on because I know I just came short notice, but I wanted to really touch on that, this idea of do you agree? And maybe we might do a phone in whereby people can talk about the let bygones be bygones. If people do not listen, if people are not able to talk today now because they may be at work or one thing or the other, so we might do this program again. And of course, you leave your comments. Let us hear what your thoughts are on what has been said here. So let us see how we can do it. I'm not going to try and presume that I have all the answers. I don't. So we should be questioning things. And I wanted to just come on board and actually pose this question and get us to look at things from a different point of view. It's not right that the people in power have oppressed and imposed an injustice upon us, and are now saying for us, let bygones be bygones, don't cry over spilled milk. And the injustice still remains. That's the biggest problem here. So I'm gonna try and let me see. 1 second, please. Let's see how we can do it. 1 second, please. Just want to check one or two things before I go ahead. 1 minute, please. So, I do apologize for the lack of regular broadcasts, but it's just been difficult with everything that's been going on. And I want to take this opportunity to actually one of our members, I think one of the fighters for Yoruba Nation, she passed away, and there's a burial that's going on for her today that's been covered by Koiki Media, and I want to take the opportunity to actually condole and with her and her family. I will see if we can reach out to them as well. Let me see if I got the name right. So she passed away, and I think I spoke about it, but I didn't fully appreciate that she was indeed a former member. But nonetheless, may her soul rest in peace. She is part of this struggle, and we will obviously continue to pray for her soul and make sure that we pray that she rests in peace, and give the Most High, give her family the what's the word I'm looking for now? Strength to endure and get through this difficult time. I'd like to say that we in Rtd TV Radio, we send our condolences, and myself, Citizen AY, and probably will be looking out for one or two more things that we can see how we can, work, be with the family in spirit and other ways as possible as well. So her name is Madam Abiodun Taiwa. So she was very much part of the struggle. She passed away 22nd of January 2023. I'm going to try and actually there'll be something that's gonna be done on the Duarte Radio. I think we're gonna have some discussions, but somebody brought that to our attention. And sometimes when we do things, and I have to say, it has to be said in all of this. May her soul rest in peace. The a lot of issues around the direction of Yoruba Nation and everything else has really made things made us all to look at things in a different way, and perhaps we took our eye off the ball. So we will reach out to the family and work out see what we can do somehow. In that on that basis, nobody's perfect. We're trying to build as much we can, but yeah. Myself, personal citizen AY, I send my personal condolences to the family. Let me see if I can get a picture of her up as I'm talking to you right now, because it is and apparently she's being buried today. I think due to according to Muslim burial rites. I think that's what it is. That's what I'm led to believe, because I think there's a program that's been done on Koiki Media right now. So let me just give me a minute. Let me see if I can get this up so you can get a picture of the lady up so that we see. Yeah, here we go. So I want to interrupt the broadcast a little bit and bring this to attention. Her name is Madam Abiodun Taiwa. 22nd of January. She passed away. One of our King Koju Obìnrin nínú Yorùbá Nation. So it was shared by Koiki Media. So I want to great work by Koiki to remember her, and we're taking the time here to sort of remember her. So I will be in touch. We'll probably do something more about this in detail, but like I said, a lot of what's been going on now. There has been a lot of divergence and issues going on with Yoruba Nation, and the direction is not very, very clear. So each one of us have had to go and retrace our steps somewhat. So, like I said, may her soul rest in peace. Her name, once again, is Madam Abiodun Taiwa, 22nd of January 2023. And, yeah, we will see what else can be done, and may her soul rest in peace, and may the Most High give her family the fortitude to endure. And, and she will be one of the names that we will recall. We must remember when she'll be one of the heroes of the struggle when we achieve Yoruba Nation. We can't give you precise time when Yoruba Nation will be achieved, but it is a goal. It remains our focus, and we will achieve that together collectively. So I just wanted to state that Madam Abiodun Taiwa, may her soul rest in peace. Condolences to our family. Citizen AY condoles, and we'll be in touch. Again, we'll give you further updates as and when we get that. Many of the things that are happening, the fact that she was in this struggle shows how committed many of us are to achieving Yoruba Nation because of the failure of governance and the fraud we call Nigeria. So, RIP. May I so rest in peace. Thank you. So, that said, I don't know if anybody wants to call in. I've managed to put the phone line on now. If you wanted to call in, let me just get that right. If you do want to call in, the phone lines are on. Do you agree? Let me just, before I even make the phone call, 5-10 minutes for the phone call. Do you agree? Do you see what I'm seeing here? The INEC have decided to completely take out the whole of the Middle Belt, and they've replaced it with North Central and North East. So it's like the people of the Middle Belt do not matter. They don't count. They have no voice. And INEC is supposed to reflect the people in those areas rather than projecting what they wish to see. They are projecting onto those areas that they are North, and they are North. They are not the North. They are Middle Belt. And these are the kind of things that really we have to look at and begin to consider and wonder why this is going on, and the fundamental reason. It bears out why we say that constitution is a fraudulent constitution, because an INEC INEC, the remit of the INEC is clearly, it's not about wiping out one group of people. It's about reflecting and having everybody that's in the in the nation, reflected. But they have clearly gone in and wiped out the middle belt, and that is clear evidence of fraudulent elections. These elections will not be free nor fair. I'll say that again. This election will neither be free nor fair. So how do you see this? I've got 5-10 minutes or so. Do you want to call in? You can call in on +44 7399 580 606. The number is across your screen. You can see it. If you do want to call in and you want to make 1 or 2 calls, comment about it. Because what is really being done here is terrible. It's unacceptable. And many of us have been silent. And we can no longer be silent because many of us are suffering the consequences of the actions taken by those corrupt military men who now say let's bygones be bygones. And I don't see that as it's a just nor fair way of looking at things. I don't know. I wonder if you have anything to say on that. If you do want to call in, you can call in on +44 7399 580 606. 44 7399 580 606. So what we are trying to really do here is to make sure that we can at least talk about this in a way, and really this tells us if INEC is taking away the middle belt from their calculation. And let me show you a paperwork, because I don't believe in just sort of saying things without backing them up. I'll give you a further breakdown of where that picture came from. It came from the 22nd of August, from the publication on the 22nd of August 2022, where the INEC themselves provided that picture and the breakdown that you see, where they say not total voters as per INEC 51,170,174 voters, as against the South 45,129,842 voters. This was the record as per INEC, not by myself, not doctored. So I'm clear about that. I wanted to let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find that, get you some more information on that, because these are the kind of things that one. Let's see if I can find it. 1 minute, please. I have it here. 1 minute. I just need to just find it. It's down there. Okay, so here we go. So you will see it come up now. So this was on the 22nd of August 2022. 22nd of August 2022. So you can see Northwest, Southwest have highest registered voters, says INEC. And this was INEC graph pictures. You see, it says geopolitical zones. So we are not interested in geopolitical zones. We are interested in the people. The people will reflect the geopolitical zones. The people are the ones that we wanted to know. So by saying geopolitical zones, they completely took out middle belt. So you can see. So this is why I'm saying that we do have to question everything that we've been told. We should question everything that we've been told. It is really unjust, unfair that this has been imposed on us without our say so. And one has to really begin to wonder about about the validity of this election, when the body the INEC that's supposed to reflect the people of the middle belt in their figures completely disregards them. So how can we trust INEC? The question is, how can we trust INEC with this kind of act? We are less than 5 weeks from the elections. Let me show you the countdown. Let me show you the countdown if I can show you. You get the countdown on the elections. Let me see if I can find it, hopefully. So there's a countdown button somewhere. So we're at 32 days, 17 hours, 40 minutes, 25 seconds. 32 days, 17 hours, 14 minutes, 19 seconds. So that will be dropping all the time. So the same INEC wrote this report telling us that as far as they're concerned, who gave them the power to wipe out the whole of the Middle Belt? This is why we're saying that this election is a fraud. Who gave them that power? But nobody's questioning that. The same INEC that's giving us a timetable, they wipe out the Middle Belt. And that is why we say what we're saying. Look at that. And we have a picture. There should be, Middle Belt should be in the middle there. They should be there. But they have been wiped out. Totally wiped out. And that is the injustice, the corruptness, that we completely reject. We should completely reject, en masse. So if you do want to call in. Let's see what else we can do. I do need to make one or two calls at the end, because one or two things have just cropped up and I want to address. I've seen something about illegal figures and things in terms of the number of votes and all that. So there are questions already. Let me just see if I can find that. Yeah, so let me read this one. Let me see that one. It says here. Let me see. So let me see. I'm trying to find the figures for you now. So you see, they're already playing games on claimed PVCs. Now, good. I'm telling you that this is all a game. This is all a game. So we're going to let me read through already as I'm talking to you live on air now. Something just came up, and it says here there are unclaimed PVCs in Anambra State, Ogbaru, Anambra, Nnewi, Anambra West, Aqua, So this is so now, hopefully you can go and collect your PVC. That's fine. But like I said, looking at this picture here, I won't have to post that. That's to do with that's Anambra specific, and that's fine. If you haven't collected it, for me personally, I don't. This election, it's not of no interest to me, because I know based on what I'm showing you, the evidence of what I'm putting before you right now, where INEC can decide that the whole of the Middle Belt is now North Central and Northeast, and they're adding it, and what is more, they are now adding the North. They're saying the Middle Belt has already they consider it to be part of the North, and they give them 51 million votes. That is all psychological. When we talk about this, people don't want to confront these realities, and the realities are what we have to really address, because that is in the end, that is what they will use. What they're putting before us now is what they will use to oppress and suppress us yet again. So being silent in the face of this is not the best idea, in my opinion. We need to raise our voices. We need to communicate with our people, make our people understand that what is being done here is clearly an illegal act. It is, it's fraudulent. It is fraud, barefaced fraud. And until we collectively stand together and confront it, not much else is going to change. Because what you're looking at here is terribly, terribly sad. It is terribly, terribly sad. And we do not want people to come out and be saying what they're saying.
Good evening and welcome to Citizen
Sorry about that.
platform.
Okay, I see what I've happened now.
To power. This
Okay.
evening, we really want
I was trying to do something here, but I think I probably was.
Good evening and welcome to Citizen the
rush.
platform where we speak
No wonder I
truth
didn't
to
see.
power. This
But
evening,
let me see
we
one second,
really
please.
want-
So we will come back
Good evening
later
and
on.
welcome to Citizen the
know what's
platform
happening.
where we speak truth to power. This
Okay,
evening,
so
we
so those of you watching us, if you're on Oduduwa TV on YouTube, I do apologize. I picked the wrong side. So the Citizen AY, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube as well. Also, we appreciate you all. We're gonna try and we'll be winding this down now, because of only for time purposes, so we can be able to get a few things done.
Good evening and welcome
not,
to Citizen the platform.
and not hold things up much longer. But at least we know that the system is working.
Good evening and
and we
welcome
need
to
to work
Citizen
out
the platform.
how else we can get this done. So do apologize for the interruption there. And we try to get everything functioning. but you can see that the numbers are being affected. Like I said, once again, you will look at, if you go and look on YouTube, on Facebook, I'll see if I can show you, just so you know, so that I'm not trying to tell you stories. I don't believe in telling stories, but I'm trying to tell you what is really going on. So those of you who are watching us now, if you're watching, you will see that on Facebook, the numbers are severely down. There's barely 7 people watching now. That's because of the actions of Facebook that are intent on just switching off the notification so people will not be able to see us, join us, and the limit the reach of the broadcast. So I'm going to just show you something as I'm going through it, so you can see it yourself, and you can verify what I'm saying yourself. 1 second, please. I'm just going to get these figures here. Is that it? 1 second. No, not that one. More. Okay. Just want to just show you so that you do know that what is being said here is factual. Right. Okay. Here we go. So I want to just show you, because we are live now on Facebook, but I want to show you quickly. If you look on here, if you look there, if you look on there, they are basically messing with the figures. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'll come back out. Okay. So look at that. So you can see that it's now it's now below 120 because they've been reducing the figures. So that's what we have. We have followers. We have followers of 120,000. So I'm not just making the numbers up. That's the reality. But if you go and look at what is showing if you go and look at what is showing on Facebook, you will see that it is. Let's go and look at a live picture. Let's go and find a live picture so you can see it. Another one. Home. So let me show you the live picture of what you will see on Citizen AY. So that's why we're trying to get out you all to please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube and help us reach more people that way. So there's 8 people, out of the 120,000 people, 8 people are watching us. So you know straight away that something is up. They switched up the notifications, and these are the kind of things that we're talking about that it's being done. The figures are being deliberately depressed. And that's okay. We understand, and that's why we're saying, please go to YouTube, click on subscription, join Citizen AY. Very much impressive important that we do so. So I'll be back later on anyway. Before I go, I want to just thank you all. I'll be back again. I'm hoping I'll be doing more broadcasts on a regular basis. I think I managed to fix 1 or 2 things. Because this was a test run, I've been able to simultaneously stream. For a long time, we weren't able to simultaneously stream on several platforms, and it looks like we've been able to do so. So what I will do is, when I finish this broadcast straight away, I'll try and stream it on Citizen AY on YouTube, because it's been streamed through the Duarte Radio. There was a bit of a mix-up earlier on. But I don't know how you see this. I wonder what your take is on this one. We need to look at what we do and how we go about fixing things. We will obviously be doing more broadcasts in terms of Yoruba Nation is something. It's we have to view Yoruba Nation as something we have been doing for as long as we live, and has passed from one generation to the next. Certainly a long time goal for us, and keep raising the level of awareness. If we get it earlier, fine. And then the part I like to that is, of course, the fact that we need a referendum. We are tied into Nigeria in a fraudulent manner, in a way that is oppressing and suppressing us. So let us see how that, we can only progress by discussing it and ensuring that we continue to raise the level of awareness within our communities. So it's been, difficult in some respects, um, and I want to make sure that we get things done in a way that is that's progressive. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for joining us, and thanks for sharing the broadcast. Don't forget, go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on to give more updates, but what is important is you can see that already this is a fraudulent elections. They've done it right in our eyes. If you trust these elections, then I don't know what to say to you. If you can trust this election, look at this. This is INEC figures. This is INEC. This is INEC. They say geopolitical zones. What is geopolitical? We want the number of people who are in those areas represented. Middle belt. No middle belt. They are considered northwest, northeast, north central. So the whole of northwest. So where's the breakdown for middle belt in northwest? Where's the breakdown of middle belt in the north central? So they are not people. So already the INEC data is fraudulent. Look at it. Look at the pictures yourself. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. So I wanted to just state that. Let me see. I don't know if I'm able to do another thing. No, I probably won't be able to do that now. I'll come back next week and join another broadcast. But I need to go and do something now, and we have to work out how we do this going forward. It's not at all easy. We're trying to see how things can be done, and we have a lot of concerns. Many of us, I'm concerned about this election. That I already know what's going to happen. We already know that it's going to be fraudulent. It's not going to be reliable. So it's just an exercise in futility. So I'm not saying don't go and vote, but we will be here after the elections. Those of us in Yoruba Nation, in Biafra, Middle Belt, clamoring for referendum so that we can have the right and express our right to self-determination that way. That is what we are clamoring for. There be no doubt, Yoruba Nation is the goal, and that's what we're going to go for. We're going for that nonetheless. Whatever else is happening, we're doing that. But there are steps that have to be taken. One of the steps is that the fraud that is being imposed on us has to be removed. This fraudulent constitution has to be removed. The voice of the people via referendum must be heard. And then ultimately self-determination it will be expressed by the people in each of the areas of Yoruba land, Biafra, Middle Belt, and all that. We will all be expressing our right to self-determination. And that is how I see this. So, but before I go, I guess I will be saying thank you. Nobody is calling today. I know it's a short notice. I want to try and work out how we're going to do things and how we're going to build things going forward. Once again, I want to take this opportunity to condole with the family of Mrs. Tawa. Mrs. Is it Taiwo? I'm sorry if I'm not saying it. Yes, Taiwo. Madam, the family of Madam Abiodun Taiwo. Let me see if I can get that picture up one more time. We condole with her. May her soul rest in peace. And she was part of the struggle in many respects. So we condole with her. Let me bring that up and put that up here so you can see that. So we condole with her. May her soul rest in peace. With that said, now I want to thank you all for joining me. Before I go, I will play that track again. And of course, in honor of her, Madam Abiodun Taiwo as well. Let's listen to this track that I did. And also, it speaks to our, all of us, how long are we going to be suffering? And that's a question we need to be asking ourselves. The track is on iTunes and Spotify. You can download it, share it among family and friends. It's a message is in pidgin English. Now, on our pidgin, we take singer. If now one share, make una share, make our people not know say, now we get the power, we will take commodity screws with their front. So, no be this one, now be only prayer go do. Now work, we will all join hand. When everybody join hands, say we don't tie, we don't want. And we will take come off from that contraption. That's how we say it. And make our talk for now. And make it hear the song again.
My people, hey, hey. Make it hear. get constitution. Now in that they claim close to na high. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Oh, how long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination oh, na your right oh. Confirm. My people, I want make una know say oh, self-determination na your right oh. Confirm. You must fight for your right. You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city, any inside country where you dey oh. Atiku, Emilokan, or Peter Obi no be the solution. Na the solution, na it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up, time down now. Baga, be Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right you. How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. La 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 la. Oh.
Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. I will restream it and get it all, functioning. And thanks for those of you who've subscribed to Season AY on YouTube. You'll be doing us a real great favor by subscribing. There's a lot of work for us all to do. There's so many things that we need to take into to account. The election is going to happen. Let me just give you the countdown. The timetable: 32 days, 16 hours, 54 minutes, and 44 seconds. So it's counting down all the time. But I'm telling you that the elections is not going to change the impoverishment that our people are facing, because those who impose this on us, they want to continue to keep us suffering. The only way we can free ourselves is going via self-determination, and that we can achieve that via referendum, self-determination, and working together as Middle Belt, Yorubas, Igbos or Biafrans, and going for self-determination, even the houses. So what is there for me to say is that thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for taking the time to join Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We'll endeavor to come back and speak some more about the very important issues and raise the level of awareness in our communities. The Constitution is a fraud. I hope that makes some sense to us all. There is a lot more for us all to do together. We need collective effort. We cannot do this on our own. It is not something that will be done by one person. It's when we stand together in our communities as Yorubas, as Igbos, as Middle Belt, and as Hausas, and we stand together to that common goal of self-determination for Yoruba people, self-determination for Biafran, self-determination for Middle Belt, self-determination for houses, that we can achieve our common goal, our collective goal. It's not done by one person or one organization. We need, certainly in Yoruba Nation, we've got to go back to the drawing board and really get the structures in place. We don't have a functioning structures and the functioning structures. I applaud the work that's been done by Mayego and others, and kudos to Yomiko Iki for airing the burial. I wasn't aware of that earlier on, but kudos to him. And we should all be doing a lot of work to ensure that we achieve the common goal of Yoruba Nation. and for Yorubas. We must do that. We mustn't, however daunting this task may be, we have to do it for the coming generation, and it is what drives me. That's what motivates me every day. So this is where this is why we're trying to really make sure that we continue to speak truth to power, and raise the level of awareness in our communities, and begin to ensure that people continue to protect themselves, because the governance, the federal government is allowing terrorists to get away with crimes, and instead of arresting and jailing them, they are pardoning them and putting them in the army, which means they support them. So there's a lot more for us to talk about. I'll be back later on, and we'll talk yet more about the need for us to go for self-determination and referendum, and continue to raise the level of awareness. And of course, we continue to demand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is involving all of us, so please, please, please share this podcast. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me see if I can do this. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. No. So just subscribe, and we appreciate you. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Oh, one more thing quickly, just before I go. I will do that quickly because it may actually allow me to do that. 1 second, please. So, okay, yes, it's there. 1 second, please. So give me a second to just do that, and then we can then wrap it up. So what you do is just go ahead and just subscribe to Citizen AY, hit notification button, hit thumbs up, subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We truly appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. I'll be back later on. Help us grow the platform on YouTube, because Facebook, as you see, they're playing with the numbers, and that's okay.